San Francisco 49ers defense, I feel like it's getting love, but kind of getting overshadowed by the offensive storyline. So we're going to talk about and focus on the 49ers defense in this episode. What are they doing? How are they winning? And what about those blown coverages that everybody sees on the back end? We're going to talk about those that happen every so seldomly. And also, I got a question for y'all. Would you rather, and think about this question right now as we go to the little intro, would you rather win a Super Bowl but be trash for the next 5 to 10 years, or consistently be good and you don't know if you win a Super Bowl, but you might, right? The Super Bowl is not guaranteed. So we're going to guarantee you a Super Bowl, but you're going to be guaranteed trash for the next 10 years. Or you don't know if you're going to win a Super Bowl, but you'll be very competitive every year. We're going to discuss all that and more right here on the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace.
Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And of course, man, if you don't already, Locked On 49ers, that's where I'm from. Locked On 49ers with myself and my co-host, Brian Peacock. We come at you 5 days a week. I know most of y'all listen to it or watch it on YouTube. We see the numbers. Appreciate all y'all locked on NFL Draft. I know y'all not watching that because the YouTube numbers suck, but we getting the audio numbers up. Let's go. And yeah, man, Underdog Fantasy. Hey, so I was on last night with my guy, Greg Pinelli. We did a film review. And Greg was teasing me about the Lakers. I brought out my Laker flags and all that. He made fun of one of my flags. Said it looked like I got it from the flea market. All right, F you, Greg. Okay. But anyways, I told him my plays. And he's like, oh, that's not going to win. Why would you choose Russell Westbrook? Why would you do that? Blah, blah. Well, guess what? I hit for $200. So if you want to hit for $200 and get like me, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Crocky, download the app or go to their website. And when you deposit up to $100, they'll double your deposit. So if you put $100 in, they'll add 100. You got 200 to play with, and you can make some more money like me. You feel me? Because I'm kind of on a little hot streak. I hit with the 49ers game. All right, so I hit for 200 in the 49er game. I hit for 200 last night in the Lakers. I had the Lakers. I had Suns. Ayton. I picked the under in his. Jordan Poole. For the Warriors, I picked the under in his points and rebounds. Whatever. Anyways, you put it all together. You make you some money. I'm up, 500 in the last few days. So we're going to keep it rolling, all right? So Underdog Fantasy, promo code Crocky. Make sure you do that. And, yeah, let's get into the show. So shout out to everybody that tuned in last night. Had a lot of live viewers, over 400 live viewers for most of the show. Teradome, we did that for you. We wanted to make sure for Teradome, our guy Teradome, good friend of the show, we wanted to make sure that we had enough plays in there on Brock Purdy to please Teradome. That was the most important thing. Greg called me during the day. I was out training my athletes, and he was like, hey, man, like, I got all these plays, all these notes. I was like, good, man, because Teradome's going to get in your ass if you don't got those plays. So, Teradome, we did that for you. Shout out to everybody that was in there. Obviously, that was for all of y'all as well. Had a lot of fun, man. It was fun kind of breaking down some of the things that Brock Purdy is doing. And, just areas where you could see, like, okay, can be a little better at that. And some of the areas where you're thinking, oh, he can be a little bit better here. Well, those are areas where anyone needs to be better, right? It could be Josh Allen. It could be Patrick Mahomes. It could be, whoever you think the top quarterback in the league is. Like, there's certain things or certain plays. You can pick out a play where it's like, hey, held onto the ball slightly too long here. Got to get out a little earlier. Throw it right here. And it's a touchdown. Well, you can do that with anyone. So film study is fun because we try to do it. What we try to do is there's a couple things there. One, bring you into a film session, right, from on a team. So when you get into a film session on a team, and we could talk about like nitpicking a player or whatever, but that's what they do. They nitpick every single one of your plays. All right. So they look at every little thing. Where could you have improved? Yada, yada, yada. Do this better, etc. Right. That's what they do. So we try to bring that as well as just be informative to y'all. So we typically do that Tuesday evenings. And I thought that was it was a really fun watch to see some of the things that Brock is doing and getting the ball out there, being able to play off script, Nice little off-platform throw to Debo Samuel, using the mobility. There's a lot of really good things. So it's really fun. Now, obviously, we throw in some things that just a normal conversation, right? So just take the fandom out of it and just look at it from just if you're just watching football or talking about football with your buddies, right? And some of the things that you would say. We watch and we see, hey, Jason, I swear to God. Okay, hold on. So we got Aponte in here. Aponte, I swear to God, I'll put it on my kids. I was texting you about 10 minutes ago. I swear to God. I was texting Aponte, I'm going on the show. If you want to come on live, right? And then my wife called me and it threw everything off. I swear to God, I put down my everything I love, Aponte. So I'm gonna send you the link right now. Hold on. Come on. So if you are free, go ahead, slide over to your computer or whatever, Aponte. But that is a true story. I put on everything I love. Everything I love. I was actually texting Aponte like, hey, you want to come on the show? That's hella funny. You hit me. All right, but shout out to my guy Aponte. But I am not saying cautiously optimistic, but if I was just talking to the homies, right? I'm just talking to the homies, and it's like, okay, I see what Brock is doing. I'm like, man, this was good. And it's funny because my brother, he's a Cowboy fan. My big brother is a diehard Cowboy fan. And we were watching the Cowboys. Dak Prescott went down in the first game, broke his finger, whatever it was, right? And then you watch over the next 4 weeks or 5 weeks, they go undefeated with a guy named Cooper Rush. And Cooper Rush is winning games. And a lot of the media, a lot of the fans turned on Dak Prescott so fast. And it was like, oh, you don't need Dak Prescott. You're paying him $40 million a year, but you got Cooper Rush. He's winning games, blah, blah. You don't need Dak Prescott. Look at what Cooper Rush is doing. He's doing this. He's not turning the ball over. He's undefeated as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, 4-0, 5-0. You don't need this guy. And then it happened. He had a bad game, right? Playing against Philadelphia Eagles. And threw 2-3 picks, whatever it was. I wasn't mad at the performance because I won a good amount of money on Underdog Fantasy that night. But it came back down to earth. And it was like, get him out of here. Dak Prescott, where you at? We need you. Please come help, right? And it was just like, dang. Y'all was just, I don't want to say what I was going to say, but y'all was just talking so like, oh, man, you don't need Dak Prescott. You don't need this dude 4-0. He's undefeated. He's doing all this, that, and the other. And then gets blown out by the Eagles. Now y'all don't want him. Cut him. He's trash. Goes back to the bench. Where's Dak Prescott? So those are things that I think about in my head. Obviously there's the Nick Mullins. And Nick Mullins and Purdy, they are similar but not similar. I think Purdy, just watching him, there's a little more to his game. I think we can all see that. But there was an element of Nick Mullins that was very similar, right? Just their approach to the game. I don't think there was a more prepared quarterback on that roster, and maybe even during the Kyle's entire tenure, that's like more prepared than Nick Mullins. With just his process and how he went through the things and stuff like that. We saw some really good games. We saw some really good games from him. And then the more guys like him play, the more you start to see like, oh, okay. So I keep all that in the back of my head. I'm not saying that is something that is going to happen to Brock Purdy, right? Again, we're just talking, and I like this nickname. This might be the nickname right here, Brockafella. All right, we're just talking about it, but those are just things that kind of come to my mind with that. So I love what I'm seeing from Brock Purdy. Just keep watching. I don't overreact one way or another. What about you? Are you reacting one way or the other, or are you just like, you know what? I like what Brock is doing. This is awesome. Let's keep it rolling. But I'm not gonna, go to, because we're seeing some extremes, right? Where it's like, cut Trey Lance, trade Trey Lance, cut Jimmy. Jimmy sucks. Brock is better than Jimmy. And I just like, dang, Brock better than Jimmy. Right. Like, and I see some things that he does better, of course, right? We're seeing the movement, the stuff. He's throwing the ball down the field. All that's awesome. The one thing that we can say about Jimmy Garoppolo is whatever Jimmy is, what we've known him to be, it is very consistent.
Yes.
Right? And now you could say he's consistently inconsistent, but whatever his inconsistency is still leads to a baseline level of being able to win football games. And I think, so with Brock Purdy, I do see a little more pizzazz to his game. But are you ready to make any sweeping judgments. And by the way, this is my guy, Jason Aponte, that's joining me right now. Jason Aponte, 1203456
37 48 64 underscore. No, Croc, the reason that I'm not is because if I told you to have patience about Trey Lance and about his development, why would I jump out the window after 2 games? Really, what I've just been doing is being on more of an apology tour. This guy that I'm watching play football right now was not the guy that I saw at training camp. And that's my fault for making sweeping statements during training camp about him and about how I never wanted to see him play and this, and that.
Damn,
now,
you were saying that. That's pretty.
Yeah, I was. I didn't want to see him play because that meant that Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo got injured. Like, why would you have like hearkened to see this guy? There's probably 1 or 2 people that went to camp that said that they believe that Brock Purdy was the best quarterback in camp. I don't share that opinion, but right now they look real good. Most of us don't at this point. But I'm not really to make any sweeping statements. What I will say is this. What every 49er fan should be excited about. Your team is on their 3rd string quarterback, and everyone is afraid to play this team. Now, why is that? Well, yes, a lot of that has to do with Brock Purdy. Your coach and your front office has built a team with such a deep roster that you're on your 3rd quarterback and teams are scared to death of you. Like, this is why people were so high on the 49ers. I'm not ready to make any sweeping statements on Brock Purdy. You're not trading Trey Lance right away. That makes no sense. You're not, and you know what? I've learned you might not even be ready to move off Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. I'm done making like projections when it comes to what this team wants to do because they do whatever they want to do. But I do think that what you should be excited about is this team is fun. This team is still fun, and they're still at least having a chance to do something down the stretch. And that means how well they built this roster out. I think that's what you should be excited about more than anything.
Yeah, and I see our guy Niner Gang Tay here, and he says it has nothing to do with Purdy. It's the rest of the team. Now, I will say it does have a lot to do with Purdy too, because you can have all this and still have weird moments, right? Yeah. I mean, we've seen it with Trey. We've seen it with other quarterbacks. We've seen it with Jimmy, right? I mean, this was the team around Jimmy Garoppolo when the 49ers went and played Denver Broncos. Now, obviously, Jimmy wasn't with the team. I mean, I don't know what it was, right? Because I feel like Jimmy got better the more he played and looked like he got into more of a rhythm. And I thought he was playing the best football that he's played in a really long time before he got injured. But there is something to where we have seen it be a really good team around a quarterback, but still not get the results that you got from Brock Purdy this past Sunday. So, there are a lot around him, but I'm not going to say that it has nothing to do with Purdy. I think that's a little disrespectful to the kid who's done well, who has done very well.
So I do want to push back a little bit on, not something that you said on here, but a little bit of the whole the play calling is different between Jimmy and Purdy. I don't know if that's necessarily true. The only way that I would say that that's probably true is at the half, you would probably see more of a propensity for Kyle to pack it in with Jimmy and maybe just go to the half and just load back up. But the deep throws were always there in these play calls. Jimmy just didn't take them, and he went to the guys that he felt gave him the best chance for yak, right? And so that's why, I push back a little bit with this, Kyle's calling more deep shots for Jimmy. I don't necessarily know if that's true. I don't think it's true, actually. I think they were always there. I just think that that's not part of Jimmy's game, and I do think that's something you need to give Brock Purdy credit for, is that he actually looks down the field. He actually throws the ball. What I'm impressed with is free rusher, steps up in the pocket, makes something happen, makes a move. All that stuff is impressive for a guy who started his first game and is in his second appearance. So I think I'm impressed with that more than anything. I just want to push back a little bit on the whole idea of, Kyle's calling games a little bit differently with Jimmy. Those throws were still there. Jimmy just didn't take them, in my opinion.
All right. I also think, you watch, there have been times where we've seen guys run open. I think there's a difference between a guy being open and then a guy being schemed open, right, as it pertains to the quarterback's reads. So I think there are times where you might see Ayuk running open, but if he's not part of the progressions, then you're just not going to get there, as opposed to the touchdown to Brandon Ayuk. That was a specific scheme, which I didn't even catch until last night. I go through, my guy Greg sends me all the plays that he wants. I go through, I cut them up, put it all together. And as I was going through it, and I didn't even realize it even until I started talking about it on the show, but I'm like, hey, there were two plays that I kind of wanted to talk about before the touchdown to Ayuk. But I watched Purdy throw that deep, and it was kind of it's like they're about to run a corner route. Listen, guys, I'm not an offensive guy. I'm a defensive back, all right? But he ran that. It looked like he's about to push to the corner, and then he sits it down, and Purdy hit him. Boom, hit Ayuk, right? So it's like deep, curl, stop, boom. Hit him, timing, rhythm, good. First down. And then, like the next play, they do the same thing to the other side. And they hit Ray McCloud on a very same route. Curl route, deep curl, boom. Hit him, good job. So then, it didn't even occur to me because I'm like, wow, how did the corner bite on that stop and go by Ayuk so bad? Well, on the Ray McCloud play, Ayuk ran a stop route as well and was open. They could have threw it to him. So now you showed this corner that route twice while he's playing off coverage. So the third time you see it, what is he going to do? Oh, I'm going to drive that curl, right? Instead, but it wasn't a curl this time. It was a stutter and go. So that's a scheme. That's a schematic thing. So is Kyle scheming that for other people? I'd assume if you can get to that point. So part of it is Purdy, throwing the curl, hitting Ayuk, throwing the curl, hitting McCloud. So then now when we want the touchdown, I can set it up. And, that's the read, right? What'd he do? He pumped and then threw it as he's getting hit. There was no other read. Like he was looking, that's where I'm going the whole time because this is designed. And Kyle's probably in his ear telling him, you're going to get out. You're going to have Ayuk. You're going to have Ayuk. Just hang in there. You might have a free runner in your face. That's not ideal. Hang in there. You're going to have Ayuk. And he did. So those are things that I think when you convert on the other throws and then, down the line now, we got to set up. We got him right where we want it. And I think that's what Kyle did a really good job of. So as it pertains to plays called, those plays are called for. I've seen them running for Lance. I've seen them running for Jimmy. They've thrown those passes, but it was boom, boom. All right, here we go. Here's the home run. And I thought that was really cool to see. Really cool to see. I do want to talk about the defense, and I do have a question for everybody that I want to get into before we really get started. But first, shout out to BZ with the contribution here. He says, can we please just get behind Brock and the Niners? Let the QB situation work out itself next year. We make things complicated for no reason. Focus. I would say this, BZ. I assume. Now, again, I don't know what everybody else got going on, but I'm fully on board. Like, I am a 40. I don't know how many times I got to say this. I am a 49er fan. I would love to see my team win a Super Bowl. So if Brock Purdy is at quarterback, that's who I am supporting. Yeah. If Josh Johnson is at quarterback, that is who I'm supporting. Mm-hmm. If Jason Aponte is at quarterback,
you don't want that. You don't want that.
Hey, but I need you to be good. So that's who I'm supporting. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm supporting.
I think the thing is a lot of people want to, hypotheticals are what drive football discussions, right? That makes a lot of sense, right? Like that's like the crux of football discussions. So people are in their mind saying, well, if Brock Purdy wins this Super Bowl, what do you do next year? You know what? I'd love to cross that bridge. I'd love to get there and cross that bridge when we get there. So I think while everybody has good discussion points and good talking points, we will cross that bridge when we get there. If Brock Purdy finds a way to finish this and win a Super Bowl for the 49ers, that is a problem that Jason Aponte would love to have. I would love to have this problem about, well, you got the starting quarterback, you got this guy, who is it going to be? Cool. That means the 49ers have wrapped up number 6. So that's a problem I want to have. And I think that's how everybody should look at it. We're just having fun with the season. Again, third-string quarterback, and we're still talking about a chance to win a Super Bowl. What other team can say that? What other team can say that?
Oh, yeah. Awesome problem to have. So we're talking about winning Super Bowls. And now I have a question for you, and we'll get the chat involved and see what they say on this as well, all right? And then we're going to get into talking to defense. But a lot of people throw out their Super Bowl or bust. And I remember last year when the Rams, they made the trades and things like that, and they tried to position themselves to potentially win a Super Bowl. And I remember a lot of people saying, well, if they don't win a Super Bowl, it's all for nothing. And I disagreed with that sentiment because, in my opinion, I love watching a competitive team. So Here's the question, y'all. Would you rather win a Super Bowl but be trash for the next 10 years? We talked about this a little bit on Locked On 49ers. But would you rather win a Super Bowl and you're guaranteed to win the Super Bowl? It's like, hey, at the end of this year right now, I will guarantee you the 49ers will be hosting the Lombardi. So would you rather that, but you will be trash for the next 10 years? Not good. No playoffs. Or would you not be guaranteed a Super Bowl? I don't know if you're going to win, but I can guarantee that each year you will be competitive. And you will at the very least have an opportunity because you'll be in the playoffs. So I automatically plant you in the playoffs. Every year you have an opportunity, but you do not know if you're going to win. What would you choose? Super Bowl, but trash for the next 10 years? Or not guaranteed, but you will be in the playoffs every year?
Croc, why is it got to be 10 years, though? Is this
Gotta
what
be
like the...
extreme.
Is that, yeah, I was going to say, is this like what the genie came down and said? Like, I'll give you this Super Bowl, but it's 10 years of hell. Like, can we chop this number down to
Okay, let's chop it to 5.
5?
5
Okay.
years, no 5.
5.
5 years, you are trash. You are the 2016 San Francisco 49ers. Worst run defense in the NFL in their history of their team. 2 wins. You win the first game and the last game or whatever it was. All right. Yeah. Hard to watch. Giving up first downs on 3rd and 30, running the ball. So you will win the Super Bowl, but the rest of the years, you are the 2016 49ers.
If it was 5, go ahead.
You aren't guaranteed a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
But you will every year be extremely competitive throughout the year and every year be in the playoffs with an opportunity to win.
If it's 5 years, then give me the Super Bowl. Just because, look, I think we have seen examples of teams that are extremely competitive. Let's take the Kansas City Chiefs, for example, right? They win a Super Bowl in 2019. Sorry, 49er fans, didn't mean to bring that up. And they look like they're perennial winners, right? Like almost every single year, right? All they got to show up. Well, circumstances change. Your offensive line's really bad in the Super Bowl. You lose that game. You lose in the AFC Championship to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, again, you're competitive, but you're not guaranteed. So I'm a big proponent of what I can be guaranteed. Give me the Super Bowl. And then, you know what? If it is that way, then okay. You know, it is what it is. But 5 years I can deal with. 10, that's a lot. If you're telling me it's 10, then give me the competitive team year in, year out that has a chance to do something. But think about. So
I put this in the chat. I put it in the chat. I put the link in the chat. So I want to hear y'all. We're not going to talk about Glock Purdy. We're not going to talk about none of that stuff. We're going to talk about what would you do. And the reason why this came up, again, because you watch the Rams right now, right? And Rams won the Super Bowl last year. They hosted the Lombardi. I really don't think anyone gives a fuck that they just won a Super Bowl. They are trash, and they are hard to watch, right? And to me, and this is my opinion, I hate, because I'm like this ultra competitive person. I hate with a passion watching my teams be bad. To me, I don't think there's anything in this world that I hate more than watching my 49ers be terrible. It was so hard and so painful to watch that 2016 team. So if you guaranteed me for 5 straight years, I have to watch a version of that. I don't want that. Like, that's hard. We're talking about each week, and you got an extra game now. So you're talking about 8 out of 18 weeks in a regular season for 5 straight years. You have no chance. That is hard, right? Like, that's been like the Lions for most of the time. Like, that is hard. It's got to be really hard. At the very least, in the 49ers, they've been crazy. 5 NFC championship games in the last 10 years. Wild stat, right? And this year, again, they look like they're going to be good. But those down years, that was ugly. But I do appreciate, maybe more than some others, I love watching a good football team. This team right now, let's say the 49ers, they don't win the Super Bowl. I'm enjoying watching this team. I am enjoying talking about this team. Yep. It is fun. The different storylines is not doom and gloom every time we go to talk about them. Obviously, they have like just these soap opera storylines throughout the year, but this is a damn good football team, and they are fun to watch. So you guys know what side I'm on. We're going to bring Medic Mike in here, and we are going to see, first and foremost, what side Medic Mike is on. Medic Mike, let's hear it.
There he is.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. I'm gonna jump right into it. Give me the competitive all the way. And maybe I'm super competitive. I hate to lose. And maybe it's just an irrational or an arrogant feeling. But if I'm competitive, I feel like I can win. I feel like I can deliver 2 or 3 rings within that time. Don't give me some sorry ass team 5 years, 10 years. That's just not me. It is not me. I mean, that might be for someone else. Give me the chip, cool, sit on it for 4 years. Nope. Put me in every single year. I want to be like the Warriors, bringing home multiple rings, multiple chips. Don't tell me I'm going to suck. It goes against my core, like every fiber in me. I hate it.
That's hard, right? And that's why you got to be. Just think about the locker room, the coaching staff. You're going to go through coaching changes, right? Well, we saw all that, right? It's just so I can't do that. We talk about who just got honored. I mean, now they got their ass kicked when they got honored, but was it 2012 49ers?
Yes. Yeah, they lost to the Ravens
against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They honored them just for thank you for giving us a good 3-4 years, right? Like that team where it was just like they were so good. They were dominant. It was fun to watch. Every game that they went into, you knew they were going to bust heads. I could talk trash to my brother, who's a Cowboy fan, and like, man, our team is going to kick your ass. But when you are the 2016 49ers, it's like, I can't even say anything to anybody. I can't talk to anybody. Like, I don't even want to turn on ESPN on Mondays. I'm trying to think of anything and everything else to do besides watch sports talk football. Like, it was terrible. So that's just mine. So I think I agree with you on that one, Medic Mike.
Yeah, I don't like those seasons where week 4 you're looking at college football like, man, who these top 5 picks gonna be? I love draft prep, I love the combine, but week 4 in the season, if you're already starting to dig into that, that's rough, man. That hurts.
No, and look, everybody's goal is to win multiple championships, right? But we have only seen Tom Brady and like the Patriots be the only team to do that. And again, that's just the nature of the NFL. The NFL is a parity-driven league. Every single year, there is a team that comes out of nowhere that will find themselves in a championship game, in a Super Bowl. So I understand that portion of it, but I think people, not you, I'm just saying, like, when people say, I want to bring home 2 and 3 chips, you know how hard that is? Like, you know who's actually been able to accomplish something like that? So if you're able to do something that nobody else has been able to do, obviously that's the goal. But in this parity-driven league, in this league where teams go from worst to first, worst to Super Bowl champions, worst to like I said, like the Kansas City Chiefs only have 1 chip. They may finish. Patrick Mahomes may finish with 1 chip. Patrick Mahomes may finish with 1 chip his entire career. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's insane to think. That is insane to think that, especially when you saw after that 1 Super Bowl. So this is the part of the conversation that's a little bit harder. You want to build a perennial winner, but nobody has been able to do that. And that's just because of the league. Guys leave, injuries happen, circumstances change, coaching changes, all of those things. So I understand the want for that, but I think people are underestimating how hard that is, especially considering who's been able to accomplish that.
So I agree.
So my thing isn't, it's not so much about winning multiple titles. It's about having the opportunity at any moment I can potentially win. And that's not saying I will. Maybe you only win 1. Right? At first I said 10 years, right? So let's stretch out over 10 years. If you told me the 49ers only won 1 Super Bowl over 10 years, obviously I'd still be excited about that.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy the journey of each year having that opportunity, right? I bet it was really fun being a Patriots fan because every year you're in the NFC Championship game. Every year you have a chance. Now, that's an extreme scenario there. But even the Steelers over the years, right, with Ben Roethlisberger all those years, with Mike Tomlin, only, no losing records. I think this would be the first year, right? But for years, and Mike Tomlin, was he have 2 Super Bowls or 1? 2?
Yes, he has 2. No, wait, 2. That was Bill Cowers was
Cowers the first one?
Yeah, Cowers was the first one, the Ben one, and then the Arizona one is Tomlin's.
All right. So Tomlin got 1 Super Bowl. But one thing Steeler fans knew, and they're going to show up with their yellow rally flags, their terrible towels and all that, they got a chance. What they're going through right now is kind of foreign, like kind of being like the underdog every week, right? Like that's foreign to them. So I don't know. Medic Mike, I'm gonna get you out. So, but you can stay if you want to stay in here. You can stay in. I'm gonna go to the next caller, and then we'll circle back around when we start talking about the defense.
Cool. I actually got to get out of here, but appreciate y'all, fellas. Everyone like and subscribe.
All right, hell yeah.
I like this
and
conversation,
subscribe.
Croc. This is a good conversation.
It is, and we're gonna see what Teradome has to say about it. I think Teradome is on
He's about
the
to cook
side
me.
of.
Hey, look, he's ready to cook me. Look, he's ready to cook. I see it in his face. Go ahead, go for
Oh
it.
man! All right. Let's hear it.
I'm in transition. We're moving to Augusta, Georgia right now, but I haven't even unpacked everything. But I want you to notice. Look at my background, right? Can you see it? I always keep the background fly, right? Look at this here. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Y'all see that, right?
Yep.
1966. Is that what that says?
No, established 1946.
Oh, okay.
Champions 1981, 84, 88, 89, 94, 2012, and those Super Bowl champions. Look at that. Look at that. That's all right here. I don't care what y'all do in those other places. We are here for the Lombardi Trophy. This is the San Francisco 49ers. We don't hang up nice little banners that say we were competitive this year. We come with one goal in mind: win the Lombardi. That's the way this was established. I know a lot of y'all are young, but back in the day, you want to talk about how the Patriots fans feel? Bruh, we were running this thing like nobody's business in the 80s. It was all about the San Francisco 49ers because we always made the goal win the Lombardi. Nothing else was good enough. We have to win the Lombardi. We want that 6th chip. If you think about it, we haven't won anything this century. Let that sink in. That's what New York Giants fans say to me. That's what LA Rams fans say to me. That's what these punkified, no title having, not knowing what goal is, never established greatness, not having Hall of Famers at every position. That's what they're talking about. We need the chip this century. Today, this year, we need it in Glendale, Arizona in February of 2023. And
All right, so hold on, Teradome.
Let me get this off. If you go down a couple of years, you go down 5 years, we done been there already. We done suffered through that stuff already. And hey, now the draft is fun. Now we're just trying to rebuild. But I tell you, at the end of those 5 years, I tell you who's coming for that Lombardi again. The San Francisco 49ers, because that is what we do. Get the chip.
All right, so you said that, right?
National person who doesn't want to damn win a championship in 5 years, man.
Right. So no, we're gonna stretch it back out. So Teradome, if I told you right now, because what I'm hearing is your aspirations for the 49ers is Super Bowl, right? Like you want that chip, right? That's what you want. So if I told you, all right, you get this chip. 2022, 2023 season, the San Francisco 49ers are the Super Bowl champs. But for the next 10 years, you win 2 games each year. You're going to sacrifice, you're going to win that to be trashed for the next 10 years?
I'll go ahead and get that chip.
And now you have no chance. You want excellence. You knew in those 80s and 90s, you knew every year you had a chance. I'm telling you, for 10 years, you got no chance. But you got that one. But for 10 years, your standard is excellence. I hear you.
I've been waiting since 1995, man. I've been waiting. We done had nice competitive.
Yo, hold on, Croc. If we could do 30 years, we could do 10 standing on our head.
I done sat down. If you ain't went, let me get. Who was that? Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first. You last. Get this chip. If you don't win it, you along with the other 31 teams. That's it. You're the tallest midget. You the fastest turtle. So what?
Yes.
The chip.
Yes, but there is also a process, and we're talking about each week knowing You are a loser for 10 straight years. As opposed to, hey, your goal is Super Bowl championship. That's what you want. And I'm telling you, for 10 straight years, you are in the playoffs. You have a chance every single year. If I handed you this team right now, 49ers have, for 10 straight years, right? 10 straight years, you're guaranteed you're in the offs. You're not guaranteed to win a Super Bowl, but you might win a Super Bowl. You might. You got this team for 10 straight years. You're still taking the 1 year and be trashed for the next 10.
This Brock Purdy led team with 8, and everybody, I want y'all to vote for your Pro Bowlers. Vote for your Pro Bowlers. I count at least 8 on defense. Go ahead and get your Pro Bowlers. And I want that chip this year, and we will settle up. We'll leave, as the Bible says, we'll leave and let tomorrow's problem handle tomorrow. We will get it together. Somehow we'll fire some coaches. You know how we do. We fire coaches. We'll rent planes and hover over Levi's Stadium saying, get rid of this coach, sell the team or something else. We'll get back to glory because that's just simply what we do. But we need that chip. I want that chip. I want that Lombardi.
All right, Teradome, I'm going to get you off and get to the next caller, man. Appreciate you coming on. That was good. It's been a long time since the 49ers won.
Gotcha.
All right. Shout out to Teradome. Coming up next, we got
in 1995. How old was Eric Crocker?
1995, like the Super Bowl. So we're talking about like January.
The Super Bowl was in January, correct? Yeah.
So I was born in 87. So in 88, I was 1. 89, I was 2. 90, I was 3. So we're talking about what, 8 years old? 7 years old? 8 years old?
I was 11. No, wait, 10. I turned 11 that year. 10 years old. 10. I'm like almost 60 right now, bro. Like it's been forever, bro. Like let's get one.
Get one. I got. Hold on. I saw somebody say. I'm sure every player on the team will say, if you don't win the chip, it is an unsuccessful year.
But
I will agree. They have the goal, but only one team wins. And for the entire season, it's still, and I have been a part of bad teams. It is so hard waking up and going to work every day knowing you are trash. Now, you can do everything you can, but the results are an L. Right. And that is tough. And I've been a part of other teams where every game we felt like we finna dog these niggas, right? Like every game. And I love that feeling. Like just walking on the field, like, yeah, we here. And even if you don't win a championship, right, you still gonna look back and think like, in the moment, yeah, you're disappointed. But when you step back, it was like, I remember my rookie year in the Arena League, right? My rookie year, 2012. Best regular season record in the league, and we lost first round. Like it was tough to a team, Utah, that we beat twice in the regular season, and that was hard. But when I look back on it now, that was one of the most amazing seasons I've ever been a part of. Mm-hmm. In the moment, extremely disappointed. Yeah, extremely disappointed. But looking back on it now, it's like I've never had more fun in a year in a season. Never had more fun. All right, here we go. We got Ryan coming on. Ryan, good morning, man. How you doing?
Let's go.
Man, hey, good morning. I got one for you, Croc. Here's my pusher for you. We'll be competitive for them 5 years. I mean, I'm team you get Super Bowl. That's me. But what if the Cowboys win one and we're competitive for them 5 years? And you got to suffer through those next 5 years being competitive. But you got to watch your brother sit here and tell you, hey, bro, we are the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys. Y'all made it there and lost over the last 30-some years. Y'all sit there, talk bad to us, and y'all was losers. You ain't won a playoff game. You ain't been in the NFC Championship. You did all that, getting all the way to third base, but you guys never made it home. And you got to go through that every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every time y'all link up.
Hey,
you tell me what you
we're
picking.
Brothers. We got the same situation, right? Your brother, diehard Cowboy fan, has his show huge. So Ryan, if y'all don't know, his brother has a huge YouTube show. Wow. Dallas Cowboys, huge, right? I don't know, 100,000 subscribers. I don't know how many he has. I mean, it's 50,000, whatever. It's a big show, right?
Almost 100.
Almost 100,000 subscribers.
Go
My big
subscribe,
brother,
y'all. Go ahead, go subscribe.
my big brother,
Get him to the 100 bun. Get both y'all on it. Let's go.
my brother, not a YouTuber, but
Yeah.
huge Cowboy fan. Huge. My brother watches his brother. All right. Like without me even knowing, he starts sending screenshots in the group chat. And I'm like, man, how you know him? You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother, huge Cowboy fan. So I will hear the same thing as you, right? But
Hell no.
no.
Your brother, you know what your brother can do? Like, forget Thanksgiving, right? Like, let's put it like this: forget Thanksgiving, forget Christmas. Your brother can wake up April 30th and send you a text and say, "My Cowboys are the Super Bowl champions," and you got to eat that. Like, you got to sit there and look at that and eat that. That is scary as hell to me.
But how long does that last? Does that hold you over for 10 years of okay? So, but again, so your brother, the Cowboys, they 2022, 2023 champ, the Dallas Cowboys hosted Lombardi. But for the next 10 years, his team is absolutely garbage and has zero chance. We're talking about 5 years later, come week 3, they got no chance, right? Their season's already over. 49ers in the playoffs, they got a shot. Now,
Watch
again,
this, though.
I'm not saying in this time that you don't win a championship. So I'm not saying that. I never said,
Watch this.
oh, you go 10 years and you don't win one. I'm saying you're just going 10 years. You're not guaranteed it, but you have a chance.
Hey, you know what my brother tell everybody though? He tell the Eagles fan, hey, we ain't won in 30 years and y'all still ain't caught up to us. He tell the guy don't watch the Redskins fans, hey, we ain't won in 30 years and y'all still ain't caught up to us. He tell the Giants fan, hey, we ain't won in 30 years and y'all still ain't caught up because we are the 5-time Super Bowl champions. That's his thing. He say, look, hey, go look at the trophy case. That's his Joker card. And now it'll be we the 6th time and we ain't won in 10 years. And guess what? Y'all still ain't caught up to us. You see what I'm saying? I ain't taking that, bro. I can't take it.
All right. I hear you, and I feel you as a fellow. We got the same dynamic going on. I'm gonna get you off and get to the next caller, man. But appreciate you coming on.
Good to see you, bro.
That is the toughest.
I love it. That is
because I have the big brother that is. I mean, come on, man. My brother is. I'm 35. My brother's 39. My brother about to be 40 years old. Like. We haven't seen our teams win since we were kids. But the years, and I feel like 49ers have gone through more down years than
they have, and the 49ers
we've had more highs though.
Yes, have been much more competitive, right? Like, and that's what I was gonna say is like you're saying to a Cowboys fan, well, they got no chance. Well, that ain't no new condition for them, aside from what's going on right now, like with them, like you know the Quincy Carter years, even when they were supposed to be good with like Romo and them. I never really felt like anybody ever said this team is going to win the championship. Now, whether that's because you say, well, the Dallas Cowboys will find a way to mess it up, like Stephen A. Smith says, all that stuff. I feel like the 49ers have gotten this close. The Cowboys are this far, and they have been to winning any sort of and anything, right? Like they can win the NFC East, they can run through that division, but they'll lose in the first round, to the 49ers, whoever it is, or they'll give Aaron Rodgers 45 seconds and start celebrating so like you could say that the 49ers have had more down years, but the 49ers have been much closer to closing the deal than the Cowboys ever have.
Right. So I actually have those. So not winning a Super Bowl, but the 49ers beating the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round last year within our group chat was as big as the 49ers winning a Super Bowl. Yeah. Right? Like as far as bragging rights go, is like that game right there, that was because when's the last time 49ers and Cowboys played in a playoff game? The early 90s. I mean, that game, which I was at, and if you watch the Cowboy fans leave the stadium, oh man, like that was. I haven't felt something like that. I was at Jerry's World, and you know me, I get the little turn. I have not felt that, and maybe because I haven't watched the 49ers win a Super Bowl, but it's been a long time. And just knowing you motherfuckers can't say shit to me right now. I don't want to hear nothing. They can't wait for the playoffs because they want 49ers just because they got to eat that for this whole time. Y'all got to eat that.
So I remember this vividly, right? You went to LA for week 18, right? And I called you after the game because you were in the car with your brother, and you had me on speaker, I think. And I'm like, yo, like The 49ers, they got a little bit of the blueprint from Fangio. They gonna run some man match. They gonna like take some of these things away. And your brother's in the background. Nah, we got rid of that. We already know how to beat that and everything. It's just like you can feel the intensity of the rivalry. And when you throw brothers into it, it don't matter what team. Like 49ers Cowboys is something different, right? But if the 49ers are playing the Steelers, you and Donald will probably be going at it wild crazy. Like it's just brothers. Like that's how it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing. I have an older brother. He's a Falcons fan. And the Falcons played the 49ers in the NFC Championship, right? In 2012. That's not a rivalry, but when his brother's involved, it's like, man, I gotta get one up on, and I'm the younger brother. I gotta get one up on my older brother. I gotta make sure that my team comes out on top because he's not gonna let me hear the end of it. So that's the thing. It's like you let the Cowboys get this victory, and the same way that you just said the Cowboys fans are sitting there trying to get their lick back right now, trying to play the 49ers again. How often are you gonna hold this 49ers win over him before they get a chance to get it back? So imagine if he wins, he's just gonna be popping that shit the whole time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Here we go. We got OG coming on. OG 74. OG, good morning, man. How you doing? See you at work. You out there grinding?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, this about to be quick and a little funny. You know how you be on an important call or like, you know what I'm saying, for a job interview or something, and you on hold, and then you gotta piss hella bad. So this about to be real. This about to be quick as I can do it. So like I agree with a lot of stuff that y'all saying. I'm 48, man. So like when I was coming up, like you know what I'm saying, we was winning the Super Bowl every couple of years, man. Like I'm spoiled by sustained excellence. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like I don't want to buy a Super Bowl like we did in '95, and then we ain't been back since '95. So y'all can have all that 1 year, and then like you said, your brother, your folks, like the Cowboy fans is crazy. That's a good example. But like, yeah, you don't want nobody. Yeah, y'all won 100 years ago, and and y'all been winning too. No, I want my team to be competitive and have a chance to win every year. Like in the '80s, we won it every couple of years. We won back to back 1 year. And I used to sit back, like I'm not no shit talker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no shit talker. Raiders fans be talking crazy, Cowboy fans be talking crazy, and I'd be sitting back like, That's just like the baby pipe dude. The baby pipe dude be saying that he the biggest thing in the jungle, and then come to find out that he lying. You know what I'm saying? At the end, when I got the chip, that's when I look at you like,
Yeah.
real, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be competitive every year. I don't want no win it now, and then we got to get rid of all the good players. Nobody want the good players, the good young players. Keep building up on that and smash the league like we did for the whole damn '80s. Smashed them. Every year we had a chance to win, and it might have been a play here, a play there, while we didn't win more. So like, yeah, or an injury. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I had to say, man. Love y'all, man. Hey, and then top of the rail Crocky, when you was standing on top of the rail at the Ops Stadium, that's the Crocky I love, man. Keep it pushing, man. Love y'all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you already know. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro.
All
Yo,
right.
that was
Yeah.
you. That was you in Philly. So let me ask you something, Croc. Let's just say
They weren't there in
get-
Philly. They don't know. Yeah, but go ahead.
No, yeah, I would say let's just say the 49ers get back and the NFC Championship game has to go through Philly. You gonna be out there like, because I live close to the city, so I can get there like in 45 or whatever. But you going
Wait,
to
say
the
that.
NFC title.
Repeat that because I was reading something. Say that again.
If the NFC title game goes through Philly and you back in Philly for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, like you coming? You gonna be out? Yeah, like so, and you gonna be turned up the way you were last year in week 2.
The only way I won't be is I am coaching 7-on-7 this year, and I do the scheduling. But as long as I schedule and we don't have a tournament, I'll be there.
Yeah. So just a quick backstory. I know you guys see the videos like Croc week 18, Rams, Dallas, right? That's pretty accurate to like how he was. Like when we were in Philly, the 49ers are winning this game, and Philly's got, this reputation of like, don't go there, puffing your chest out, whatever. Like, look, Croc wasn't looking to fight. Croc wasn't starting no fights, but that man sure as hell was not backing down to anybody, and everybody in that whole section was quiet the whole time.
Well, but here's my thing. Again, I am not a bully.
Yeah.
I'm none of that. I ain't no gangster. I ain't no bully. I'm not none of that, right? But you know what I'm saying? I am from Northside, Stockton, Valverde Park.
Yep.
So when the Philly people are telling me what they're gonna do to me, that's the part right there. Like, so you start to kind of, it's like that Jack in the Box thing. You start winding me up, and you got people messaging me and saying all kind of stuff about what people gonna do to me, and it's like, bro, like who? Who's gonna do? Oh, they're gonna do. They're gonna throw batteries at you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Like who? So now it's like, y'all gotta show me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking for it. You know what I'm saying? But just show me. And look. I go to the game, and it's like, and I'm not saying that they not like that or whatever. The Eagle fans, they might be. They just weren't that day.
They weren't
to
like that
me.
that day. Nope.
So it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to like, be this guy. I want to go and I want to enjoy the game. But when people start woofing and stuff and they do this, then the guy in my section say something like, hey, well, don't do that.
Well, but then you saw how the energy switched when you turned around, because he said, oh, he's like, something might happen. And you turn around and he's like, and who gonna do something? He was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. See, like, again, it's the energy, right? It's like about, like me, I was sitting down the entire game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was not like, I'm not like that at all. Like, like I will respond to energy that's presented to me. I'm not trying to give off that same, like, you know what I'm saying? Like exactly how you said, nobody looking to fight, nothing like that. If I have to defend myself, I'll defend myself. But like
if I go to the Eagle game, I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, he was saying this and that. Nah, man, we cool. You got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying in that moment that people was telling me what they was going to do, and they was going to throw batteries at me, and they was going to do all this crazy stuff. So I'm who? All right, we're cool now. Okay, I just want to go and watch the game. So, all right. But here we go. Hold on real quick. We got super chat here. What's up, Croc? Mason, he runs like a mix of Gore and Hyde. Huh. Gore and Hyde. I'm trying to Hyde style. I'm trying to think of Hyde style. Hyde wasn't a good outside zone runner.
Right.
So it's hard. I mean, if you're just saying he runs hard and
physical.
I mean, Hyde ran hard.
Yeah.
All right. But I think he fits the outside zone a little better than Hyde. And Hyde ran well in it, but I think even Mason, you should watch him and his vision for the cutback lanes and stuff. I'm like, man, this kind of feel like every play is getting like 7 yards. And it's like a cutback. It's not even like something where you don't even initially see it, right? Like, how many times has he gotten the ball and you're like, whoo, look at that gaping hole. But until he cuts back, and then you're like, whoo, look at that gaping hole. Where'd it come from? And it's like he never misses it. And I think that's something kind of fun to see with how he runs the ball. We got Mike Shields here, 80s, 90s, Niners. I mean, 80s, Niners is competitive. 90s is the one chip. Yeah. And what he means by that, and 90s were competitive. They just kept losing to the Cowboys, or you lost to the Falcons because Garrison Hurst snapped his ankle in half.
Yeah.
So there were some things that, but you were competitive in the 90s. You only got that one though. Mm-hmm. Even then, I still appreciate that over whatever the hell the 2000s.
See, all right, let me ask you this: Do you like that 90s championship because the missing piece was a defensive back?
You said what?
Do you really like that 90s championship because the missing piece was a defensive back in Deion? Because you say DBs get disrespected, right? Like, and the 49ers, they went out there and they got Deion Sanders and they won it. And if you don't believe that Deion was that impactful, just look at where he went the next year and what happened with that team.
They won the Super Bowl, yeah.
They won the Super Bowl over there in Dallas too. So, like, I was just asking, like, if that one has obviously it's the one you've seen, the one I've seen. Like, I don't remember all those. I'm not that old. But Deion being the missing piece is like, that's pretty cool to have a defensive back be the reason that the 49ers were able to get over the hump.
Right. This I got one more super chat. Here we go. Drees, appreciate this contribution here. Croc took my $2 and didn't. Oh, see, I did answer your question. Dang, you paid again. You didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, hit me up, man. I'll cash app you or something, $5. But who do you see Jordan Mason run like? Compare him. So now he sprinkled in some Marshawn Lynch on this one. All right, he sprinkled in some Marshawn Lynch. Who does he run like? It's hard because I feel like I need to see a little bit more. I understand like he runs hard right now. I see that. I like the way he runs. He's a hard runner. And it's a kind of a no nonsense. It's just I'm gonna get to my spot, foot in the ground. I'm getting northward. I'm gonna carry some dudes. I'm gonna turn my back. Ooh, here's a good one. Marion Barber. Marion Barber ran hard. And Marion Barber passed away, right?
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Marion Barber. All right. But Marion Barber, Dallas Cowboy. He ran hard out of Minnesota. Eddie George. I can't give him Eddie George. Oh, because here's it. When you start, there are a lot of guys that run hard, right? Chris Carson, right? Chris Carson ran hard before, neck injury, all that. But like Chris Carson, so I'd get to Chris Carson before I get to Eddie George, who's like a legend. Eddie Jones was a legend too. Shout out to Laker great Eddie Jones. But I get to like a Chris Carson before I get to Eddie George. Because Eddie George is like, I feel like you got to run for like 1,500, 1,300 before we start kind of throwing that name in there, Eddie George.
He was a baller. Croc, I got like maybe like 5 minutes more for you or whatever. I got to get back.
All right, that's cool. We only got 5 minutes left. Here we go.
Right.
Purdy must beat Seattle. This is a prerequisite. There we go. Okay. Whew. Almost got me there. Prerequisite to being a Niners QB long term.
That's a good point. Like, you know what's funny about this Thursday night game is this always seems like the test that 49er fans need to see before. I mean, I'm sure there's fans that believe, but there's still something in the back of your mind about Seattle, primetime game. This is a win that if they have it, then whoever's skeptical is just going to jump on board. And why shouldn't they feel like that with all of the things that have happened in Seattle, unfortunately? It's just so funny how time is a flat circle. It don't matter. Russell Wilson ain't there. Geno's here. Here we are. Thursday, the 49ers can hat and T-shirt this game, win the NFC West. But there is still a subset of fans that are still like, I need to see them go through this hurdle before I can fully get on board. And I'm not saying that's everybody. There's a small percentage of them that believe that just because of who Seattle is. And I think we're starting to figure out that it might be Pete Carroll a little bit more than it was Russell Wilson.
What do you think about the nickname Lock Purdy? Because if the 49ers beat the Seahawks, they lock up a playoff spot in the division. I like that.
I like that way better than the other stuff. Like, I can only call him Lock Purdy. Like, that BCB stuff, like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, and
I like Glock Purdy, Lock Purdy, Croc Purdy.
Glock 13, I'm good with it. Like, all that other stuff, though, like, you're going to have to miss me with that one. Like, I'm going to get on my thing.
It's a little interesting. You know what I'm about to say. Yeah, it gets a little weird. We got Swan Song in here. Swan Song, how are you doing? We got to be kind of quick with our take. Yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. I'll bring you and Mr. 49 Problems in. So because we got to get Jason Aponte out of here.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, man, lots of people are thirsty. I was shocked what Teradome said, like, to get one chip and be irrelevant for 10 years. Hell no. I'd rather be competitive than 10 years and hope that we get one, right? And I'm cool with that, because if someone posed you this, just pose it another way. 1 year you have the best your best year ever in your life, right? But then your next 10 years are going to be hard time at a prison. And I'm not talking about just a regular prison. I'm talking about clinging rocks, like North Korean prison or something like that. No way I'm going to sacrifice, you know what I mean? Because that's what it would be. 10 years of 2 and 15, you might as well not even root for the team anymore, because that's what it's going to be like. Just like, okay, right now, if I ask you this, I know you're a Lakers fan, that ring the ring that we got a couple years ago, right? Right now the Lakers are they're showing a little bit of improvement, but imagine if we had 10 years of a top 5 Lakers team, and to give up that ring that we just had, or right now roll the dice on what we have right now, because it's not like
you'd give that ring up just because of the stigma around it, the whole Mickey Mouse.
No, I don't care. I mean,
you ain't giving up one of those Kobe and Shaq ones. You're giving up.
I don't give a crap. Not the Kobe and Shaq one, because that year, I've said it before, it doesn't mean that much to me. Not because what other people are saying. I felt that it didn't mean that much to me. Just period, right? And I think that's where it comes from, is because that's a true feeling, right? Like, I'm not gonna Like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I cheered for it. I'm glad we won it, but it doesn't hit the same. That's like that. It does not hit the same, right? So, but knowing right now, like how the Lakers are at, like, which is purgatory. I mean, right now it's showing a little bit good signs, but come on, the team's in purgatory right now. And imagine 10 years of that. Dude, after 10 years, you wouldn't even recognize yourself. Like, just like if you went to a prison in North Korea. It would be just like
Why
that.
do you keep saying North Korea? What is this about North Korea?
It's hard time over there. It's hard. Like, they make you like actually work. Like, they don't care about your human rights or any of that. Like, it's hard work, like back in the medieval days.
Damn. Don't go.
I don't want to go to any prison. I don't want to go to any prison in anywhere. By the way, I would not last long.
But definitely not North Korea. Mr. 49 Problems. What's your thoughts on this?
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. I feel like a real correspondent when I come on this beat. You know what I'm saying?
You are. We all are, man. This is our show.
Hey, it is our show, and the way you interact with the fans is dope. But Ponty, I fuck with you too, bro. I'll be checking you out. I never. Yeah, for sure. Hey, but please sell out for a Super Bowl. It's fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kyle Shanahan, he finally got it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Rams, they went and got Ramsey. They always doing that shit, and then you look back and they hung a Super Bowl on it. So Kyle Shanahan, he is now of the mind. We built the team around it. Fuck the bullshit. McCaffrey's available. Let's go get him. Somebody else comes available. Please go get him. We haven't won a Super Bowl since we went and got Dion. You think to the Eddie DeBartolo years, there was no salary cap. We were cheating. We were winning Super Bowls with carbon policy. Please cheat. Do whatever you have to do. If it was college, let them take the Heisman Trophy later. Let them make people academically ineligible later. But for now, please go win a Super Bowl. and then to the point of like the comparisons, I think that Marion Barber and Marshawn Lynch, perfect comparison for Jordan Mason, my dog. Like, he runs hard. We don't really know what he's going to be. But Marion Barber, that was a very solid comparison, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it might be just the 24 thing, though. The 24 kind of messes with your mind, and then you just start comparing them to people.
And
that
the dreads. And the dreads.
You
Once
know?
you see the dreads, then it's like everybody just immediately jumps onto that.
But
if you give me a mini dynasty, like 2 Super Bowls, like say for the 88 and 90 Niners, that team that almost three-peated, you give me a mini dynasty, I would do 10 years a hard time. But not enough.
That's a different discussion, though. I mean, if you win 2 Super Bowls and an NFC Championship game, I think that 10 years is probably what you're looking at. You know, considering you probably loaded up at that time, you probably don't have enough to pay all of those studs, especially now. So I think that's way more fair than Croc saying like this genie's going to come down and give you 1 Super Bowl, but you got to do 10 years of.
I got to make you choose. I got to take out the in between. I got to take out all the little in between. You know what I'm saying? You win a Super Bowl, and then you're the Detroit Lions. I mean, have they ever won a playoff game? Like, so you don't even got a shot, right? You're the Jacksonville Jaguars, but not the 2017 Jaguars, huh?
Miss me with the Jeff Garcia 10-6 competitive, make the playoffs, get slapped by the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is not cool. That's like being the team in the NBA that's 45 and 38. They can't get a high lottery pick, but they're not going to beat anybody. Like, please miss me.
I'll give you this
years.
team. You get this team right here
sure.
as is for 10 years.
This team. Who's my QB? Who's my QB?
I don't know. The quarterback, that's the team. That's the guy that's the quarterback right now. So Brock Purdy's your quarterback.
Oh, man, I don't know if I could watch Brock Purdy for 10 years, bro.
No, you don't know. I mean, he's doing good things. You don't know how much better he can be.
Yeah,
right. I don't even think he said his ceiling.
Man, I hear you there, but even if it was Drew Brees, man, I don't know. I want a quarterback that, I don't know, man. I want a Mahomes, dude. Like, I want someone where it's like, yeah,
I want to win.
That's why.
Yeah, you want to win.
But that's why there's only one Mahomes. That's like those guys.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying I need more excitement. How about that? It doesn't have to be Mahomes, but I need more excitement.
I think that Brock has been pretty exciting.
I'm excited. Yeah.
You know, I'm excited right now, but it's 2 games. Let's see.
Purdy,
okay, but what I'm guaranteeing you though is you get the Purdy that we've seen for 2 games. So Purdy could be trashed for the rest of this year. I don't know, but that's not the Purdy you're getting. You're getting the Purdy that we've seen for 2 games.
For 180 yards, like that's what we're talking about. 10 years.
He threw for 180 yards because they stopped throwing in the second half. Don't do that, Swanson.
Okay, fine. 220, 230.
Yeah,
Is that what we're talking about?
He put 28.5 when this offense earlier on in the season couldn't even put up 24 like for the full game.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
You gotta.
I'm happy with Purdy right now.
This is what makes this team so fun right now. Again, third string quarterback, and we're able to even have a discussion about this. Again, this is how loaded the team is. So yeah, you might be seeing this team for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, even with Purdy the way he is, it's fine because I have more fun watching this defense anyways. So if you gave me 10 years of this team,
you get this team.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to get 1 or 2 rings. Easy.
Mr. 49 Problems does not agree. He wants to 1 year, then he wants to be trash. He wants to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Look, I thought we win the Super Bowl every year after 94. I'm about to die. I have gray hair and shit now. I was 10, my guy. Wow.
All right. I'm gonna get y'all off, man. I appreciate y'all coming on the show, Swan Song and Mr. 49 Problems.
Hey, much love, man. Happy holidays to y'all.
All right, y'all. Y'all be cool.
Oh, man, what a good show, Croc, man. This made me laugh.
We didn't even get to the damn defense. We'll get to that tomorrow. So if you want to come back on and talk defense, talk Seahawks.
Yeah, let me know.
I'll see if I can get a Seahawks person. Do you even know Seahawks social media content people? I don't even know. Like, do they have
those guys that are always yelling? Evan Hill, and Hawk Talk. Those guys that we tune in when they have meltdowns.
I'm not bringing the Evan Hill guy on here.
No. Well, I mean, there's those other guys. There's like 5 of them, so maybe one of them.
All right, I'll try to find one of those guys and come on and have a nice, well, maybe Evan Hill, maybe him. I've seen his text.
I mean, I'm sure
he does.
People
might make it more fun. Like somebody that will be somewhat, I don't want to say controversial. And then again, I don't know. I feel like he'll come on the show and he won't be controversial. But and
the thing is,
he has a history.
He's pretty critical of the Seahawks. I have to say that. Like, I know that he says a lot of things about the 49ers, but it's all like, because of the rivalry. But he's pretty critical of the Seahawks. And sometimes I feel like he's harder on them than the fans like him to be. So, yeah, man. And you know what? It'll be a good debate. You guys will be able to speak. I tune in for that.
All right. We got Amy in the chat. She says, with Brock Purdy at quarterback, she doesn't have to take her extra high blood pressure pill. So we gotta keep Brock Purdy at quarterback.
My guy's injured right now, just getting strays. Like, he's sitting in his crib right now, just catching strays, like, for no reason. Like, why am I in it?
All right. Hey, everybody. Appreciate everybody that tuned in to the show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the show. We came on here, had a good time. It looks like we got a little, Acts 3:19. Repent to the one and only Lord in Jesus Christ. Seek the truth and find happiness. So don't find your happiness in that 1 Super Bowl or 0 Super Bowls. Find your happiness in the Lord.
Coach Desi in here. Shout out to her. I met her in Atlanta, man. It's so cool to see you guys connected, man. She was so nice. We had a blast in Atlanta at Chapman's party. It's so good to see her in here.
All right. Shout out to Coach Desi. She was on here yesterday. You know what I'm saying? She only comes in and comes on the best 49ers YouTube show. So she has to come on the Spin Right podcast.
I had to basically beg to come back. I thought I was on the no pay line, the pay line list.
Bro, I swear to God, bro. Like, I literally was texting you. Like, it might still be open in my phone right now because I searched Aponte and I'm going to text you like, hey, do you want to come on? And then my wife called me in the middle. And then I'm like, oh, it's time for me to go live. Then I went live and I just forgot all about it. I swear. That's crazy.
I see the notification pop up on my YouTube because obviously I'm subscribed. And I'm like, damn, I remember when I used to be able to come on like once a week, talk some shit. I was like, damn, what did I do? I was like, am I yelling at people too much on Twitter? Am I acting cool? Like, and Cross like, yo, I can't mess with him no more. I'm like, damn, I'm messing all my relationships up, man.
Nah, it's always love. It's always love. But I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. I know you gotta get out here. I gotta go train some women at the gym. So get after it with them and appreciate everybody that tuned into the show. So y'all made it fun. We didn't get to the defense. We'll get to the defense tomorrow. And then obviously we got the game tomorrow night. So nope, I won't have time. I was thinking if like I can go live before the game or something like that. I would love to do like a live watch, but because I stream, everything is around what is it? Goddamn Wi-Fi in my house. I'm not like exactly live, so I can't do a live stream.
Yeah,
whoever
like
we might be on like different plays.
Right.
But appreciate all y'all, man. Hit the like and subscribe button on the way out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace, motherfuckers.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Croc Talk TV podcast. Peace.